All right. It's too bright back there. I'm not in Rexburg. I'm in Oklahoma right now. So I appreciate you guys all, your understanding and working with me. I know this is a little bit odd. Yeah, and again, this isn't a COVID thing. There's no physical class or Zoom meeting this week just because I had to be over here in Oklahoma to take care of this stuff that I'm taking care of. I hope you like reading Made to Stick. I think it's a great book. It's been a fun semester to getting to know you so far. Oh, there's too much wind.
Is there a reason you're behind my house taking pictures?
I'm not taking pictures. I'm sorry. There was just enough shade here to do this. I apologize. I know it's weird. I apologize. Hey, English 301 students. So, I am in a little girl's bedroom because I am in Oklahoma right now. Okay, I hope you're liking reading Made to Stick. That's where we are right now in this semester. I think it's a great book. I've learned a bunch every single time I've read it, so I hope you're enjoying it. I just wanted to tell you what's due this week, what we're working on, so that you can kind of be oriented, and if you have any questions, you can respond to this with any questions you have. Alright, so there's kind of 4 things, maybe 5 things to do. The first one is a discussion board that I want you to participate in, and what I want you to do, and this is totally up to you to come up with how to do it, is to do something unexpected in this discussion board. I'd like for you to make sure that it's appropriate and honor code approved, but do something unexpected in the discussion board. So, and then that's due by Thursday, I think, and then what I want you to do is go on and find somebody else's or 2 people's, and then reply to them. I forgot what I said. It's in the description. It's either 1 or 2 people. And tell why what they did is unexpected. What schema are they buying into or playing with or subverting in order to do something unexpected. So do something unexpected and then go back and try to figure out why the things that people did were unexpected or not. Say, here's why I think this wasn't unexpected. Maybe what you were trying to do. Something like that. That's an option. The second thing is, you guys have a big decision to make. And you're not super stuck with it, but I want you to think real hard and choose something. So, okay, starting next week, you're going to be working on a presentation. Now, using everything you know from Made to Stick, you're going to make a presentation where you're trying to get the class to take some sort of particular action. So that could be go to a place, go to a website, donate to something, watch some particular movie or something, right? Where you're going to present a message individually, and this is going to happen in week 6. So next week, we're going to prepare for it, and then the week after that, you're going to actually present. And so using what you've learned from Made to Stick, you're going to present your message, again, trying to get the class, us in the class, to take some particular action. So what you need to do this week is choose your topic and choose the action that you want people to take. So you kind of have to have that goal in mind in order to find out what your core message is and start aiming for that, right? So there's a discussion, I think it's a discussion board, where you post what topic you're thinking of, what action you want the class to take. The third thing is, this is the kind of, you can count or not count because you don't, anyway, read the rest of Made to Stick. So you'll finish the book, and then I have 2 short essays that I want you to write. One is about thinking about statistics. So a lot of times when we're talking to people and trying to convince them of stuff, we use statistics. We say, oh, 60% of people don't read, or I don't know. A lot of people say 70% of statistics are made up on the spot, is what they say, right? And so the book goes into, in this credibility section, about statistics, about how to present them in ways that people will trust them or that makes them sticky. Because a statistic by itself isn't necessarily going to convince people. So I want you to write a little short essay about what you remember about statistics, how to present them, and I asked some other questions in there to figure out. The 5th thing, or the 4.5 thing, I guess, is to reflect back on Made to Stick. Just a little bit. What have you learned from the book? What stood out to you? How is it going to change the way that you're going to communicate or things like that? Okay, so that's what's due this week. All those are due on Saturday, except for the unexpected discussion board, which is due on Thursday and then on Saturday. There's kind of 2 parts to that I want you to do. Okay, I also asked you guys to ask me questions. Here's some of the questions you guys asked me. Where are you originally from? I was born in Idaho Falls, and my dad was in the Navy, so we moved a lot on both coasts. I was in South Carolina and Virginia, and in San Diego, and in Idaho. Why did you decide to become a teacher? I wanted to be a writer. I loved writing, and I wanted to do that. And then I started, as part of college, they kind of pay you the scholarship that you get, they give you because you teach English. So you teach while you're a student, and I started doing that and just thought, man, this is so fun. There's so many things to think about, and it's such kind of an interesting problem. So then I decided to be a teacher, and if you want to make any money at all being a teacher, you have to go all the way through and get your PhD. And so I went to college for 13 years, and I got a PhD, and now here I am at BYU Idaho. Well, I'm in Oklahoma right now, but I teach at BYU Idaho. If you were a holiday, which would you be? I'm just going to say my favorite holiday, which is Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'm getting sweaty in this window. It's too hot. This is an interesting question. Will we be learning anything for after our college careers? I feel like everything that I do in class every day is going to help you after your college career. I feel like I would be short-sighted to only teach you things that apply to college. So that's why I'm having you read Made to Stick, and we're thinking about like the difference between what does it mean to have a teacher as an audience because you're doing homework, and what does it mean to have a real audience in real life, like an elders quorum, and how do you shape your message differently according to those things. So I definitely believe that your life as a writer is going to affect you all the way past college. You will be a writer for the rest of your life, and so I'm trying to get you guys to think about that. So, yeah, this is a really interesting question. It says, I feel like in a lot of my classes I'm learning words and definitions, but I feel like there's something missing. I'm a psychology major and I learn cool concepts and words, but they're just that. Words and concepts I learn to do well on tests. There isn't a connection in my life to make the information feel applicable outside of the classroom. How do I change that? So there's this book that really changed how I think about teaching called The Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire. And he talks about how if what you're learning doesn't come from your life and reteach you about your life, then all you're learning is phonics, right? That's that idea of like, it's just words. So if I say, what kind of bias is just confirming your beliefs, and you say confirmation bias, we haven't learned anything really. You've just learned to make the noise with your mouth or to write down the sequence of letters that comes in response to that. But like, unless we say like, identify the confirmation bias in your life and show how it's holding you back from doing anything. Maybe you hear the kids in the background. Unless you're like self-analyzing and realizing how that works in your life, then it doesn't matter, right? Then you're just, like you say, answering questions on a test. So in the same way we talk about likening the scriptures, I think you should liken every concept you learn in English or in psychology or in biology or whatever class you're taking. Always be reflecting back on like, where does this fit into my life? And ask your teacher. And, they should be able to defend why they are teaching what they're teaching. So if it doesn't fit into your life, then maybe it's not important. And sometimes school is about jumping through hoops and doing what your teacher tells you because that's what you do. Hopefully, though, most of the time, school allows you to take the subject and figure out how it fits into your life and identify what it means inside your life, and then use it to make your life better. Because if you're not doing that, then there's no point to any of it. All right, last question. What is the best way to know your audience if you haven't met them or aren't able to meet them? So this one is really, it's where we get into the idea of stereotypes and prejudice, and where kind of writing might get ugly, right? So the fact that we all assume that an elders quorum is a bunch of people who only care about food and they're too lazy to read books, right? Maybe that's a bad stereotype, but we all bought into it and we all shaped our message that way. Or that they're not going to do anything unless the Relief Society's doing it too. A lot of us bought into that and we shaped that and we chose to direct to our message to that audience. Sometimes though, you get to what's called invent the audience, right? Why don't we just talk to the Elders Quorum in terms of like they're people who love books and just assume that they're like eager to read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and we can shape our message that way. And so, writing to your audience a lot of times doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to know them exactly who they are, although that always helps. But sometimes we can talk to an audience as the way we want them to be. Or, somebody who says, like, thank you for wearing your mask every day to prevent the spread of COVID, and you're not wearing your mask all the time. They're talking to you as an invented audience, as if you were somebody who was already wearing your mask and cares about it. And so it gets tricky that way. But I think it's better to do that. Talk to your audience as you want them to be and who you imagine them to be as their best selves. But sometimes we do buy into stereotypes and prejudice, and we talk to our audience about in that way. So, all right. Well, those are the questions. Good luck this week. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a message through inbox. I'll be watching it pretty closely, even though we're pretty busy here with stuff in Oklahoma. So have a good week, and we'll see you.